Welcome, everyone, to episode 428 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
I'm well.
Today's topic is going to be our 2019 fall games preview. Not 2019 games preview, that's at the beginning of the year, but the fall games preview. It's also about a month and a half later than we like to have it. We usually like to do this episode at the end of August, but we got so busy at the end of August and even into the beginning of September that we ended up not even we skipped an episode at the beginning of September just because of how crazy everything was, and then games started coming out, so we're not having it until I guess it's considered close to the middle of October right now, but fewer games we have to cover, so it's only going to be a one-parter, right?
Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to tease for later on in the episode?
I've just been playing Persona 5. That game's a tall order, so that's pretty much what I've been putting any game time into recently.
Okay, I know you got a game.
Oh, yeah.
Have you played that at all?
I booted it up, but I haven't really dived into it.
Okay. Link's Awakening, we're talking about.
Link's Awakening is what I got. That game's not long, so I could probably beat it pretty quick.
Yeah. I think it took me about 15 hours.
Okay, that's not bad, actually. I've put 37 into Persona 5, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So I'll be talking more Link's Awakening. I'll talk a little bit more about Untitled Goose Game. And then the only thing I played that was new to me, not new, is the Reigns Game of Thrones game. So I'll talk a little bit about that, because I've already talked about Reigns before. So what's up, Idaho Jake? Before we get started, Will, did you bring your pumpkin spice latte?
I do have a normal coffee with me. So
because I did bring a pumpkin spice latte.
You would.
And if that makes me basic, that's okay, because I love them. So
you're so basic.
I don't understand why you're called basic if you like pumpkin spice lattes. I don't get it.
It's because it's a very white girl thing.
It is. It's very much a white girl thing.
Yeah, they're trendy. So
yeah. So
what's more trendy than pumpkin during October?
Yeah, no, I fully embrace my white girl side of liking pumpkin things. Pumpkin rolls, pumpkin cookies, pumpkin spice lattes, pumpkin coffee.
Well, everyone has a white girl tendency.
Oh, sure.
So
yeah. Yes. So so I have mine with me. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, fall games preview. So I'm gonna go down the list. Actually, I have because we missed so much time. I'm probably just gonna list off all the games. We took notes on a handful of the more important and or bigger releases that we'll talk about a little more in depth. But yeah.
Did you find, looking through the list, that this fall is a little bit lighter than usual, or are you more sophisticated as a shopper now that you're buying less?
No, it's lighter than usual, but there's also a lot of like remakes that are coming out and re-releases or stuff that's coming to the Switch that hasn't been on other things yet. So there's a lot more of that. I don't want to call it filler because it's not filler, but I feel like companies are like, okay, so we don't have a huge gap in our release schedule, we can put CD Projekt Red is putting The Witcher 3. It comes out on Switch next week, so that's their thing. But
even in the way of news, there's just like not a lot going on.
Yeah, I had a couple things. There's one big important thing that we'll talk about, but so I actually wanted to start this yesterday because this game that came out yesterday that I want is Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair. I don't have it yet. I'll probably get it at some point, but it's a side-scrolling, like almost like Rayman type of platformer, but there's a few like 3D-ish elements to it. It's out for PC, Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One. So if Yooka-Laylee is kind of the spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie, but this one's the normal 2D platformer instead of being a fully 3D platformer like Yooka-Laylee was. So it's a game I'm interested in. I don't know when I'll get it. At some point, maybe it'll come on Game Pass and I'll play it that way. October 10th, which is today, is Corpse Party Blood Drive for PC and Switch, River City Melee Match for PC, Nintendo Switch, and PS4, Spirit Hunter NG for PC. I guess I don't need to go through all those. October 11th, Doraemon Story of Seasons for PC and Nintendo Switch. That's supposed to be like a farming type of game, I guess.
Doraemon?
Doraemon, yeah. from what I gather.
Interesting.
I know, I just know some people I follow on social media are interested in it. I didn't look it up, but because it's coming out tomorrow.
I'm looking right now on
Yeah.
Steam.
Also on the 11th, Frostpunk is coming to consoles. It's coming to the PS4 and Xbox One. That's a game I know I really liked. I think you liked it as well, Will.
Oh yeah.
Grid is coming to PC and Switch, and then Killer Queen Black is coming to PC and Switch. Grid is PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
Huh.
So,
Okay.
What'd you come up with for Doraemon Story of Seasons?
It looks a little bit more like a Harvest Moon looking game as opposed to a Stardew Valley.
Okay.
A little expensive. It was. Hold on, let me bring it back up. Doraemon.
Is it premium indie, like $50?
Yeah, it's $50.
Okay.
Doraemon meets Story of Seasons with a new fresh take on farming. Japan's adored Doraemon franchise comes to Steam in Story of Seasons, beloved farming simulation series lasting over 20 years.
Oh, so it's a Japanese thing that's coming to North America finally.
Yep.
Okay.
So
I'll pay attention if that reviews well. That might be one I get at some point on a sale.
Yeah, it looks a little bit. It looks very cartoony.
Okay.
It's got a very. Looks like Nino Kuni art style a little bit.
That's interesting.
Like it looks hand painted.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, it looks cool.
Okay. Awesome. October 15th, Disco Elysium for PC, Grandia HD Remaster for PC, Overwatch Legendary Edition comes out for Nintendo Switch, and also The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition comes to the Nintendo Switch. Now, those are two games. Both of them I want to get. I don't think I'll end up getting Overwatch, only because that's a game you have to sink significant amount of time into playing.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'll get that, but I will get The Witcher 3 at some point on Switch. I'll probably wait till it goes on sale, only because I've played it extensively already. Pretty sure I have over 200 hours between my two playthroughs, so that's not what I need to get immediately, but I will have that at some point. That'll be probably like a Christmas purchase if it's on sale. When I'm home a lot, I'll bite on that one. But that's a definite buy.
Yep.
October 16th, Little Town Hero for Nintendo Switch. Will, do you know anything about this game?
So I was actually going to ask you if you were going to do this game.
Yeah,
And
I thought about it.
Well, I was looking because I'm intrigued by it, but
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it.
There is not a lot of information about it. They're pretty mum on the details. It's by Game Freak, so there's that. It's going to be $30, which is another. I don't know if it's a red flag, but it seems weird to me.
Because it looked like it was going to be a full-fledged game when they announced it, but I guess if they're making the new Pokemon, I'm not surprised that it's a smaller game.
Yeah, and basically the gist of it is that you and your villagers are never supposed to ever leave your village, your little feudal town or whatever. So outside of that, it has a strategic turn-based battle system that we don't know all that much about. It's one I'm interested in. I'm going to pay attention to it. If it reviews well, I might get it at some point. Interestingly, though, most of the music in the game is done by Toby Fox, who did the music for Undertale.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
That's really cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll keep our eyes on that one. That's not a buy, but a maybe. October 17th, Monkey King Hero is back for PC and PS4. Also, Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes Complete Edition for PC and PS4. October 18th, Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition for Windows and Switch. Ice Age Scrat's Nutty Adventure for PC, Nintendo Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville. Will, I know you were going to cover this one.
Yeah, I got some notes on it, actually. Mm-hmm. Developed by PopCap Games and published by EA, comes out October 18th, like Dan just said. So it's the third first-person shooter Plants vs. Zombies game in the series. Before it was that mobile game, tower defense-like, but now they've adapted it to a first-person shooter. And it's the third game in the series. The other two were very good, so I kind of have high hopes or expectations for this one because I am intrigued about it. A couple new things. It's going to feature 20 customizable gameplay classes, 6 of which are going to be new. From what I gather, there's going to be 3 new plants and 3 new zombie classes. So that's a lot of different classes for a Plants vs Zombies game, which is pretty cool. A couple new things. Each camp's going to have new team play classes that allow the players of the same class to combine forms to fight against enemies, which is a cool little feature. And another cool thing is this game came out in early access September 4th of 2019, so it's been in early access for a bit, and it's officially launching in 8 days. So I'm pretty sure the full game is out now if you buy the early access version.
Yeah.
So you can get a head start on it if you want to pay
is
a little extra money for it.
Is it going to be free to play, or is it going to be $20? Like right now, it's 30 on Origin. I looked it up because I'm interested in this game.
I want to say it is going to be 30.
30, okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be free to play. I'm going to hold out in case it is free to play. But I think I read that it's not going to be. So, okay. It looks like a kind of just fun shooter that's not going to make me mad when I die.
Right. Yeah, I've watched a little bit of the gameplay. The video game channel that we watch the most of in my household, Zach Scott Games, I don't know if he bought in the early accesses or was sent to it. So he's been playing on his YouTube channel for a while, actually, since it came out at the beginning of September. So that's what made me interested in it.
You liking it?
Yeah, I think so. He played a ton of the Plants vs Zombies stuff, all of it.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I'm very intrigued by it. I kind of wanna. I'm thinking that game I might not get initially, but I will get down the road. Maybe when New Year hits.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Next up is also on October 18th, Ring Fit Adventure for Nintendo Switch. I don't know if you've seen anything about this, Will, but it's that it's the ring exercise thing that you put the Joy-Cons in on the side. It's got a bunch of like mini games / exercises that you do. It's almost like the Nintendo Switch version of Wii Fit, except it doesn't have a balance board, but it's got that ring thing.
Interesting.
I've heard good things about it. I've heard the games are great workouts. I read a headline right before we started that someone had spent some time with it and that the Ring Fit really kicked their butt. So
really, okay, interesting.
It's Nintendo's foray into the health stuff. So again, I'm not going to get that on launch, but if it reviews well and it's something I'm interested in, I'll get it at some point. So
yeah, and Nintendo's always been about that health side to their games. Like they've done Wii Fit, Wii Sports, stuff like that. So
yep, absolutely. October 22nd, Raging Loop for Nintendo Switch and PS4. Also on the 22nd, Legend of Heroes Trials of Cold Steel 3 for PS4, and WWE 2K20 for PC, PS4, and Xbox One on October 22nd. October 24th, Dusk Diver for Nintendo Switch and PS4. October 25th, big release day, Call of Duty Modern Warfare for PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
Oh boy, I got that one.
Yeah.
So every year, Eric and I talk about how we're not going to get the new Call of Duty, and every year we do. And I decided pretty early that I was getting this Call of Duty. We usually fight it off, but this year I just accepted it.
Just based on how awesome the trailer was for it.
Yeah, the like announcement trailer for it. Because I heard the rumors that it was going to be called Modern Warfare, and it was going to be kind of a reboot of Modern Warfare, and I was like, oh my god, like they're really running out of ideas at this point. But when that trailer launched, I was like, oh man, I am sold. And I remember saying it in the group message and Eric picking on me. And then he watched it, and he was also sold.
Yeah. So
it's being developed by Infinity Ward, published by Activision. As I said, it's basically a reboot of the original Modern Warfare games. It's going to be... There's a little bit of differences in this one. There's going to be a cross-platform multiplayer, which is really cool, between all the systems, which I don't really know if any other shooter's doing that right now.
Fortnite. No. Maybe Fortnite.
I think Fortnite does it, but, that's more of a...
It's not the same.
It's a shooter, but I don't count it in the shooting category of a Battlefield or Call of Duty, Overwatch, stuff like that. So it's a little bit different. And also the season pass has been scrapped. They're going to be doing free content updates, but I do know there's going to be microtransactions. I have heard varying comments on it. People are worried that there's going to be a lot of content barred behind microtransactions. We don't really know that. It's just what we know of Activision and having no faith in Activision.
Right.
So we'll find out more at launch for that stuff. But multiplayer has added a lot more tactical elements to it. Whether it turns out being tactical in the actual gameplay is to be determined. But they added stuff such as door breaching, opening and closing doors and windows and stuff like that, which I played the beta, and it was pretty cool to be able to close the doors and like give myself a little bit of an extra second to shoot an enemy. They also added a realism mode, removing the HUD, which is cool. Kill streaks come back too. They removed the score streaks, which I hated score streaks. I thought they were dumb. I've always been more of a fan of the kill streak aspect to it because I like being rewarded for the kills, not the assists and stuff like that.
Right.
There's also the ground war mode has returned, but it battles for players of 100 different players, which is very different from Call of Duty. Usually it's the biggest would be 12v12, but they're kind of going more of a battlefield route with 100 different players.
Yeah.
And also on the opposite spectrum, the gunfight mode is going to be 2 teams of 2 duking it out for a short time period on a small map, which is cool. And I also read that guns have a range of up to 60 different attachments to it too, which is another really cool thing to be in the game because it seems like there's going to be a lot of different customization. I don't know how many guns there are, but you know that's a lot of different attachments.
Yeah.
And it's also supposed to be a more realistic game. Judging from the trailers that we all saw, it seems like the story's a little dark, kind of more messed up as opposed to past Call of Duties. We're just like, oh, big explosions!
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah,
so...
it seems like it showcases a little more of the horrors of like a modern warfare than the glory of a modern war, you know.
Yep, exactly.
The you know, rising of the people, like that sort of stuff. It's really interesting. I'm tempted to play it. The problem is, you know, to spend $60 on a game that I'm just gonna do the campaign for. I will play it. It's just gonna be when it's cheap, I'll get it.
Well, Dan, I hope you have a very big hard drive ready.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you saw it's 175 gigabytes.
That's crazy.
What if you have a data cap? Like what?
Yeah, and you can't buy physical copies for PC games really anymore. So.
Yeah, like what do you do?
That's a lot.
Yeah, like who's gonna pay that extra money to go over their data cap to download Call of Duty?
Yeah.
Do you do it over a month period, like a couple months?
That's probably what I would do. That's insane. What did they give the install size for consoles? It's not that much, I know, but
they didn't say. But they did. They only really put out the PC.
Okay, and the specs and stuff.
Activision kind of walked back a little bit with that, saying that they recommend that.
Okay.
But I mean, still, there's no reason for a first-person shooter game to be that big.
Yeah, that's almost as big as the solid state drive on my computer. That's huge.
Insanity. Yeah. Games, I don't know how or why games are getting so big, but they. Yeah.
I mean, I know The Witcher's like 85 gigabytes or something like that, but
you get
that's The Witcher. That took me 130 hours to beat the first time, I think.
The huge map that you explore with different quests and stuff. This is just a shooter, so
yeah.
I don't know who's doing the. I don't know. Is it developing for how much the space is for stuff?
But... Yeah, it's bad optimization, bad file optimization. That's probably what it is. Because you know they like The Witcher on the Switch is like 31 gigabytes or something like that. Like all that content is I don't know how it works exactly, but yeah, it's definitely an optimization thing. So
yeah, I mean Red Dead Redemption 2 needs 150. That just got announced. So yeah, PC. Like
that's Activision not doing their due diligence and keeping the file sizes small.
No, yeah, that's an ugly number, but I'm not getting it on PC, so at least initially, right. So I won't have to worry about it. I'll be getting it on Xbox. I think Eric and I are splitting it. So
nice.
Yeah, that's the Call of Duty stuff. I'm actually really excited to play it. I played a little bit of the beta. I went, I think, 17-1 and stopped playing.
Yeah. People in the social media are going crazy for it and cannot wait for it. So it's 2 weeks. Not too bad.
I just hate that they literally are feeding us the same Modern Warfare. It's gonna be the same, and we're all just so excited for it.
Yeah, that's all right. Okay, so also on the 25th is Medieval. The Medieval remake is coming out for PS4. I remember playing this game very briefly on the original PlayStation. I don't remember much about it, but the remake is coming out. I've heard mixed things about it. I'm not going to get too far into that. Because also on the 25th, The Outer Worlds is coming out. So The Outer Worlds, of course, it's one of the games I took notes for. It's going to be developed by Obsidian, published by Take-Two for PS4, Xbox One, PC, and it is eventually coming to the Nintendo Switch, which is awesome. So if you need a sort of an idea of what this game is going to play like, if you think about a futuristic Fallout New Vegas, even down to the VAT system, apparently it's going to have a system to slow things down called the tactical time dilation.
Thank God, that's awesome. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yep. I mean, I can't imagine it's going to be as bad of a shooter as Fallout New Vegas was, but just to have that, it's a nice feature for the more RPG oriented elements of the game. It's going to have branching narrative dialogue companions. You're going to be able to solve problems multiple ways. By being passive or violent or I guess idiotic too. You can do just dumb stuff. I actually wrote down the plot from Wikipedia because it's pretty crazy, and I wouldn't be able to sum it up as well as it was summed up from the Wikipedia page. So this is a direct quote from the Wikipedia page. It says, the game is set in an alternate future that diverged in 1901 when U.S. President William McKinley is not assassinated by Leon Zalgaz. I never knew how to pronounce his last name, at the Pan American Exposition. As a result, Theodore Roosevelt never succeeded him, allowing large business trusts to dominate society well into the future, where megacorporations have begun colonizing and terraforming alien planets. Originally bound for the furthest reaches of the galaxy, the colony's ships' faster than light travel goes astray, leaving it abandoned at the edge of colony space. The player character awakens on board from cryosleep, only to find out that most of the passengers are still in hibernation. It begins a journey to a nearby colony to investigate the true nature of the corporations. The game features several factions and a branching story that reacts to the player's choices. So I just thought that was interesting how far they went back. This game takes place in an alternate 1901 where William McKinley is not assassinated.
Yeah,
that's fascinating. I don't know why. I just got.
Who comes up with that?
I don't know. That's great. So I thought that was worth mentioning. The best part about this game, at least for us, it's going to be on Game Pass. So if you have the Game Pass either on PC or Xbox One, this is a day one game that's going to be on it. So I am very excited for that. My budget's a little tighter than I would like for video games for the rest of the year because we're going on vacation in a little over a month. So it's great that I can just play this day one for free, essentially.
Yeah.
So.
Totally with you on that. I think it's a great move to get this game. There seems to be a lot of hype around it. I don't know how people think of it who have played it, but it doesn't matter to me because I'm going to play it regardless of how it reviews. So
yep.
I'm very excited for it. It seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that it's coming to the Switch later on too. That's great. For people that want to play it on the go.
It strikes me a little bit like Borderlands with like the humor and jokiness to it, with like Fallout New Vegas and Fallout like style to it. Like it seems like it's just a
blend of
culmination of really cool games that we all really love. So
yep, absolutely. Moving on, October 29th, After Party is coming out for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Atelier Ryza, Ever Darkness, and the Secret Hideout for PC, Nintendo Switch, and PS4. Disgaea 4 Complete Plus for Nintendo Switch and PS4. Harvest Moon Mad Dash for Nintendo Switch and PS4. Resident Evils 5 and 6 for the Nintendo Switch are coming out. Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD for Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. Vampire, spelled Pyr, is coming out on the Nintendo Switch, and then Yakuza 4 is coming out on the PS4. So, a lot of stuff on the 29th. Again, it's a lot of its release. The extra release games for the Switch. So,
Yeah.
October 31st, Ghost Parade for PC, Nintendo Switch, and PS4, and also Luigi's Mansion 3, which my household is very excited for.
Take it away, Dan.
So, Luigi's Mansion 3 is developed by Next Level Games and published by Nintendo. In this one, Luigi is tasked with exploring the Last Resort Hotel. Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad go there. A bunch of Toads, actually. I think it's a crew of Toads go there to vacation. But it turns out that I think it's King Boo just was using the whole trip thing as a way to capture everybody, and Luigi has to save them. Ow. I switched my legs. So the gameplay is going to be similar to that of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, but with open exploration rather than mission-based structure, which I actually really like. I've not played the first Luigi's Mansion, but that was apparently more open, where you just explore the mansion, whereas Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon was mission-based. So areas of the mansions were locked off if it wasn't part of your mission that you were doing. So I like that this is a little bit more open that way. Each floor is going to have a different theme, so there's a variety of different locations, and then there's also co-op and multiplayer modes. The co-op mode, you can control Luigi and then Gooigi, who is the gooey electrical version of Luigi. If you're playing single player, you can control Gooigi just with yourself, but you can do that for co-op too. So that's very cool. Very excited for that one. That's a day one buy for me without question. I know my kids are both looking forward to it, and I'm also very much looking forward to it. So
yeah,
that'll be the next new game I play on Rated G Games too. So
I want to get it, but I think I'm gonna wait a bit to get it.
Mm-hmm. Wait for reviews and stuff too.
Well, I'm not even worried about that because I know the game's gonna be good. Yeah, I gotta save well. I pretty much have planned out all of my purchases throughout the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So
nice. All right. So that we're through October. November 1st, Spirit of the North for PS4. November 5th, Just Dance 2020 for Wii, Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and Stadia. Also on the 5th, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, Tokyo 2020 for the Nintendo Switch, Planet Zoo for PC, and Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC. I think I talked about this in Nibble Bits, but it is coming to the Epic Game Store, Green Man Gaming, I want to say no, not GOG. Epic Game Store, Rockstar Games Client, and Green Man Gaming. It's going to be coming to Steam in December, from what I gather. So,
okay,
yeah. So it won't be available on Steam until December at some point, but that'll be a buy for me at some point too. I don't know when, don't know why. November 8th, Death Stranding. So I have a Death Stranding video playing in the thing. I've read a little bit about it, and I still have no clue what's happening with Death Stranding. I don't know what type of game it is. I feel like people that have gotten behind the scenes sort of stuff still also don't know what the story with Death Stranding is.
Do you want me to read a synopsis from the Lord himself, Kojima?
I've got the Wikipedia page, but yeah, go ahead. Read from the horse's mouth first.
So, I mean, I also have the Wikipedia page up, and it has a synopsis, so it's going to be right on there. But people have created walls and have become accustomed to living in isolation. Death Stranding is a completely new type of action game, where the goal of the players is to reconnect isolated cities in a fragmented society. It is created so that all elements, including the story and gameplay, are bound together by the theme of the strand, or connection. As Sam Porter bridges, you will attempt to bridge the divides in society, and in doing so, create new bonds or strands with other players around the globe. Through your experience playing the game, I hope you'll come to understand the true importance of forging connections with others. So it seems like it's a multiplayer game, but single player.
There apparently is multiplayer elements in it. I read that somewhere.
Okay.
So gameplay. Death Stranding is an action game set in an open world, which also includes multiplayer functions. This is also from the Wikipedia page. I'm reading this because I cannot make any sense of this on my own.
Yep. Well, yeah.
Kojima compared the the genre to how his earlier game Metal Gear, now considered to be a stealth game, was called an action game during its release because the stealth genre was not considered to exist at the time. According to Kojima, one of the key aspects of the announcement trailer was the idea of a connection between life and death. He explained one of the main themes through a short story by Kobo Abe. The first tool created by humans was a stick, meant as a protection by putting a distance between oneself and bad things. That the second was a rope used to secure things one finds important. Kojima compared the main tools in action games, punching, shooting, and kicking, to sticks. And then in Death Stranding, he wants people to communicate through the game equivalent of ropes. Well,
What does that mean?
I sort of see what they're going for, but I don't know how that translates into a video game.
Video game at least.
A fun, right. Right. Is this a walking simulator? Which is fine. I've played great walking simulators, but there's also bad ones out there.
100%, yeah.
So while the title refers to the phenomenon of cetacean stranding, strand is an alternative term for shore, and also strands for strings and connections. When the main character named Sam dies, the player is sent to another world, referred to as an upside-down world submerged in water. Kojima suggests that when the player returns to the world of the living, anything they did or any damage that an explosion or the like causes when the player dies remains persistent in the world and does not go away. Another element talked about is the existence of a type of rain called timefall, with the ability to age or deteriorate whatever it hits. Another gameplay element talked about is the player's ability to interact with the environment and wander outside the character's body, as well as recovering items when they die. I'm going to look up cetacean stranding because I don't know what that is.
I wondered that too. I don't know.
Cetacean stranding, commonly known as beaching, is a phenomenon in which whales and dolphins strand themselves on land, usually on a beach.
So whales and dolphins are in this?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you remember the first thing was the first like trailer for the game was the beach with I think there was a bunch of whales like dead on the beach. That was like the first time we heard about this game at all.
You're right. Okay. Yeah. All right. I remember that. I'm putting on a video now just so I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've been hating on this game, and it's only because I've given them 2 years to show me anything, to understand anything in this game, and they haven't.
Yeah, I'm just so confused. Like I'm intrigued by the concept. I like the concept. Again, I just don't know if that is going to translate to a fun game. And I'm watching gameplay. I don't know what's going on.
And like I know this game's going to review well too, so I can't trust the reviews because like games that are incredibly popular and classic well-received games I don't enjoy, and I look at the Rockstar games.
Yeah.
So like I'm worried that regardless of how this game does, it might not be for me.
Right. Yeah. So I mean that's the game. It's got actors Norman Reedus, Mads Mikkelsen, Lea Seydoux, Margaret Qualley, Tommy Earl Jenkins, Troy Baker, and Lindsay Wagner, who all provided mocap for it. And then Guillermo del Toro and Nicholas Winding Refn are also featured. So
the top comment on the IGN 49-minute video that went up about 3 weeks ago is, so this is like Metal Gear Solid meets Amazon Prime delivery.
Yeah, because there does seem to be a lot of box delivery and box care. I don't know. I don't know what to think about this still. I'm baffled. That being said, if I had a PS4, I would probably be getting it day one, just to see what it's about. But maybe I'll watch it on Twitch or YouTube. See what's going on with it at the very least.
Out of all the games coming out, I am the most fascinated to see what this is.
Yeah.
And what this means. As much as I have been hating on it, I am really fascinated because nobody has any idea what we're doing.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
So it's gonna be fun to see what becomes of this game.
Oh wow. Off topic, but the Giants just tied it 14-14 apparently.
Ooh, I should probably put that game
on. I'm gonna put it on too, just because. Anyway, back to it.
As we both type into our keyboards.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so where were we? Also on November 8th, Disney Some Festival. Golem is also on November 8th. Layton's Mystery Journey, Catriel and the Millionaire's Conspiracy Deluxe Edition, Need for Speed Heat, and New Super Lucky's Tale are all coming out on November 8th. There we go. Yeah. November 11th, Romancing Saga 3 is coming out for Windows, Switch, PS4, PS Vita, Xbox One, iOS, and Android. November 13th, Last Labyrinth for PC and PS4. November 14th, Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition for PC. 15th, Pokemon Sword and Shield. Will.
Yeah,
we're covering Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Very much pumped for that. So, Pokemon Sword and Shield being developed by Game Freak, published by Nintendo, out November 15th, 2019. There are some new stuff to this game, most notably being grades, which are going to be a little bit like how they work in Pokemon Go, but in this game, they're going to be basically fighting a Dynamax Pokemon, which is a new system where they are enlarged versions of themselves, and they're more powerful because of that. And there's also going to be Gigantamaxing, which is being limited to select Pokemon, and they'll have different forms on top of the Dynamax. So we're going to have some very large Pokemon in this game. So there's also going to be Pokejobs, which has the player's Pokemon completing requests, such as assisting in construction or cooking to gain experience or rare items in the game. There's a lot of different sort of features like that being put in. One thing that I did misspeak on last week, and well, I didn't misspeak. Game Informer is just terrible at what they do. They mistranslated what Game Freak said about the gyms. So I talked about how there was going to be like 18 gyms, varying from major gyms to minor gyms. I guess the truth behind that is that each version of the game are going to have different elemental gyms. So
okay.
I know in Shield, one of the gym leaders is going to have a Ghost Alistair, a Ghost version gym, and then there's going to be a fighting gym in Shield. So that's like an example of how the gyms will vary between games. So a lot of people were really bummed about that, me including, because that was such a new, fresh idea that it seemed like Game Freak was doing, and now they're not. Not enough to disappoint me to not get the game, though.
Sure.
Also, Mega Evolutions and Z moves are gone, which also kind of bums me out because I really like Mega Evolutions. I thought they were a really cool feature. So I'm kind of sad to see them not in the game. What else? There's going to be a camp mode, which you and your Pokemon spend some time together interacting, and you cook different types of curry, which is kind of another collectible added to the game, cooking the different curries, which give bonuses for Pokemon. There's also going to be a lot more trainer customization. I know they say in every version that there's going to be trainer customization, but in this one, there seems to be a little bit more of a robust training or closed system that you can switch up with trainers and whatnot. So there's that. The big controversy, though, is the no national decks. Still don't care about that.
Yep.
But I'm gonna be bummed if some of my favorite Pokemon don't make it, like Shinx. I love that evolution line. But again, no, it's not gonna bother me too much.
I feel like I read somewhere that they said that they were gonna be adding more as time goes on.
So again, that statement was what they said was they wanted to add Pokemon to this generation because it takes place in England that would make sense to be in England at this time. So they said that some Pokemon that don't make it are going to be added in future games where they'll make. That's kind of what they said. I still think they're gonna add the National Dex post game. I still believe that. I know they said that wasn't going to happen, blah, 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 whatever. But I am holding out hope that they're going to do that.
Okay.
Let's see. What else? They did a 24-hour live stream the other day of a forest in the game, which a lot of people kind of picked on because nothing really happened in that 24 hours. But a new Pokemon did get announced. It's actually a Galarian version of Ponyta, which is a really cool-looking Pokemon. So the Galarian versions are still being added to the game, which I really love the new take on old Pokemon. I hope they do more Generation 2 or 3 Galarian versions instead of just Gen 1. Because I get a little tired of seeing Gen 1 getting all of the attention still.
I never tire of it because that's my Pokemon generation.
I get that, but I still think it's the most boring version of Pokemon. Like, I
Sure.
think Gen 2, 3, 4 are a lot more interesting.
Uh-huh.
And just like, how many more versions of like Charizard do we need to see?
Sure.
Um, so yeah, there's gonna be more of that. They put out videos recently where you get to know the 3 starting Pokemon with Sobble, Scorbunny, and Grookey. So there's that out there. We're coming up fast and furious on the release day of this game, and we still haven't seen a lot of the Pokemon in it. So I'm wondering if there's not going to be a lot of Pokemon in this one. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I am very excited for this game. I think it looks awesome. I saw a video of like one of the towns that are in it, and I think it feels more like a town than any of the other Pokemon games, which is really cool. So there's wild areas too instead of like route numbers, and that's where you'll see the Pokemon, which then they'll be out in the wild. I'm pumped for this. I'm really excited to play it. I'm actually getting both versions.
Yeah. We'll probably be getting both versions too for my household because my son's gonna want one and I'll want one. My daughter will just play mine when she wants to play. So
yeah. I'm getting Shield at midnight, like digitally, and then me and my friend are splitting a 2-pack, and I'll take
cool
Sword then, and he'll get Shield. So
yeah, I'll probably get the 2-pack.
I am very excited for that. It's probably my most anticipated game this year.
Nice.
So.
All right, so that was on the 15th. Also on the 15th, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Whoop, I just messed up my tab here. Okay. It's developed by Respawn and published by EA. It takes place after the events of Revenge of the Sith. You play as surviving Padawan, Cal Kestis, who's on the run and being hunted by the Empire. Next page of my notes. Whoops, wrong way. So it's going to be an action-adventure game where the player is thrust into situations where they have to use their lightsaber and force powers. I've seen a little bit of video of this game. It looks good, but because it's EA, I'm not convinced that it's going to be good. But it's one I'll wait for reviews for. I'm going to guess it's going to get like 8s. You know, I think it'll probably be on the short side. It'll be fun, but nothing. It'll be safe, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Won't do anything too interesting. So it'll probably be a wait for me. I don't trust EA to make a good game anymore. So it's unfortunate, but do you have anything to add for Star Wars?
Not
Star
really.
Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, not really.
Okay.
Interested. It's going to be a wait and see on reviews, though.
Yeah, definitely.
The problem is that a lot of these games I'm going to wait and see on. Like 2020 is stacked to start the year.
Yes, it is.
Like more than I've ever seen since I've been paying attention.
There's a few games that just got recently pushed into 2020. One of them people were upset about I think it was a PS4 exclusive.
Last of Us.
No, it was a recent demotion to 2020. I'm not going to come up with the name of it right now, but
well, let me read off real quick. Yakuza, the new Yakuza is coming out. For me, I'm excited for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, and then Ori and the Will of the Wisps, The Last of Us, Gods and Monsters, Final Fantasy, Watch Dogs, Animal Crossing, Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal, that's the one. That's the one that just got pushed back.
Okay.
I think within the last few days, so.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That was supposed to be November, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, Doom Eternal got pushed, and then we got Cyberpunk.
Oh, Cyberpunk. I'm so excited for that. All right, also on the 15th, Tokyo Ghoul Call to Exist for PC and PS4. November 19th, Shenmue 3 for PC. Where are we? PC, PS4. I'm still not convinced that this game's not going to get delayed last minute, but we're coming up on the release date for that, so.
I don't think there's a game I care less about than Shenmue.
I was excited at first for Shenmue because I played Shenmue 2.
Oh, did you?
But yeah, not extensively, but I had it for, I think it was on Xbox.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I liked it. November 22nd, Sniper Ghost Warrior contracts for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. December 3rd, Life is Strange 2, Episode 5. I believe that's the last episode, but I'm not entirely sure.
I think it is, yeah.
For PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition for PC. No, not PC. Nintendo Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. Saga Scarlet Grace Ambitions for PC, Nintendo Switch, PS4, iOS, and Android. Skellboy for Nintendo Switch, and then Terminator Resistance for PC, PS4, and Xbox One, also on December 3rd. December 5th, Star Ocean First Departure R for Switch and PS4. That's one I'm gonna take a look at when it comes out. So it's been a while since I've played a Star Ocean game. I kind of would like one.
I bought Star Ocean 5, played it for
that's
30 minutes, and then never went back.
Gotcha.
I don't know why, but I never went back.
Yeah. December 10th, MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries for PC. December 27th, Brain Age Nintendo Switch Training for Nintendo Switch. Obviously, Nintendo Switch Training would be coming out for Nintendo Switch. December, TBA, I'll just read these. Ancestors of Humankind Odyssey, which I'm kind of interested in. That's the one where you play as the apes, the early humans. So I'm interested in that game for PS4 and Xbox One. Phoenix Point for PC, Mac, and Xbox One, and then Wadham for PC and PS4. And that is all the scheduled release dates for the rest of 2019, the fall into the beginning of winter. So, yeah. It is a lighter fall.
Well, thank God.
Yeah.
This is no better time for it to be a lighter fall. For me.
No, I totally agree. Okay. All right, let's get into Nibble Bits.
Yes.
What you got, Will?
I really only have one, and I think it's of note because I think this is one of the best Humble monthlies that we've had in a while.
Oh, yeah, it really is.
So, leading off, Call of Duty World War II, which I was a big fan of that Call of Duty game. So that leads it off, followed by the Crash Bandicoot. I can't talk today. The Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, and then we have Spyro Reignited.
Mm-hmm.
So Spyro Reignited literally just launched on PC. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy has been out for a year and a half, 2 years now, but those are still like $40. And then Call of Duty World at War II is still expensive. $12 for the month to get it.
And you get a bunch of games at the end of the month. So
I can't imagine they're going to be any good.
Probably not. That's because I bought this one and I actually started playing Spyro ever so briefly on PC.
How's it look?
Oh, it looks fabulous. Just playing on 60 frames, like it's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. So it's worth it for that, just to play Spyro on PC at 60 frames.
Yeah, for $12, absolutely. And I never played the Crash Bandicoot remake, so yeah. I know those don't hold up as well as Spyro, but like still to go back and play them again, like that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I recommend everyone get this immediately.
Yep.
You have until November 1st.
Yeah, the way it goes. It goes until the first Friday of the new month, which I don't know what day, if that might be November. That is the first, actually, because I think the 31st is on a Thursday.
Yeah, it is.
I suppose I could call up a calendar, but I'm not gonna.
Yep. No, it is 31st is a Thursday.
So yeah, it will be only up until the 1st. So yeah, definitely jump on that if you want to add to your Steam library. That's a steal. It really is. So Nibblebits, Valve is releasing new functionality to allow players to do offline co-op games together online. It's called Remote Play Together. It's expected to roll out on October 21st in Steam's next beta update. I think this is a cool idea. You talk about games like Towerfall, really fun to play couch co-op, or competitive couch co-op, I guess. But no online to speak of. But the Valve's Remote Play Together is gonna solve that. So I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I talked about Red Dead Redemption 2 coming to PC via the Rockstar Games client, Epic Games Store, Green Man Gaming, and it's coming to Steam in December. So that's cool. I didn't type down my other Nibblebits, so I've got to call them up on our Twitter feed.
I feel like there was something big.
Oh, I'll read the specs for the Red Dead Redemption on PC.
Okay.
Where are we? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. Just just to give people an idea, it's not as high as I would have thought, which is good. Although it does require 12 gigabytes of RAM for the recommended, which I don't have.
That is a lot.
Most new computers that you get nowadays are 16, but all right. So the minimum specs: Windows 7 processor, Intel Core i5 2500K. I've got that. AMD FX 6300, 8 gigabytes of memory. For the graphics card, you need either a GTX 770 or AMD Radeon R9 280. Hard drive space 150 gigabytes. For the recommended, they want Windows 10 with the April 2018 update. Core i7 4770K or AMD Ryzen 5 1500X, 12 gigabytes of memory, GTX 1060 for the graphics card or AMD Radeon RX 480, and again 150 gigabytes of hard drive space. Okay. So that's not too bad. It's really not. The memory is a little bit high. That's a little concerning, but
yeah.
Let's see. So I think that's all I had for Nibble Bits. Oh, one thing I did want to talk about, and this has actually turned into kind of a big controversy. The Blizzard thing. Will, are you familiar with that at all?
I saw people complaining about Blizzard again, but I didn't really read into it. Is it something about accounts?
No. It's people are closing their accounts. So there was I believe it was an officially sanctioned Hearthstone tournament, and the winner of the tournament said something in support of the Hong Kong protests. I'm not going to get into the whole Hong Kong China thing. I don't know that much about it. I just have vague ideas.
No, Dan, give us your hot takes on Hong Kong politics.
I know Hong Kong, they kind of want, I think they want to separate from China. But anyway, like there's been a lot of like protests and stuff there for protesting the Chinese government and all that sort of stuff. So when the winner of this Hearthstone tournament, I'm trying to call up because I have an article about it. The winner of the tournament was banned from Hearthstone, and his prize money of $10,000 was also taken away from him. So the way it worked was Blizzard is kind of in the right here. They have a rule that you're not allowed to make like political statements on official events. But it seems like a little bit of a heavy-handed use of their rules, because I just wonder, like, if the winner of the tournament was an American and was went on stream and said, "Oh, vote for Bernie in the next election" or "vote for Trump in the next election," if it would have had the same impact, because I feel like that's kind of innocuous.
I think if you said Trump, that would be huge, but if you said vote Bernie, no one would care.
Right? Yeah, I mean that's entirely possible. But yeah, people have been wondering. I think a little bit of it is Blizzard is worried about they're trying to get their games into China to for market growth. So some people think it was motivated by money. I don't really know. It's hard to parse it all out, but it's definitely not a good look for Blizzard. I feel like, as I said, they're a bit heavy-handed with the enforcement of their rules. Especially, it's one thing to say, okay, you're not allowed to come to any more of our tournaments, but they took away the money that he did win, and banned him from future tournaments. So
I guess there's two schools of thought of that. It's the heavy-handed, but it's also no one's gonna do that now.
Yeah, that's true.
So I guess somebody needed to be the sacrifice if Blizzard wants to take that role if they've established seriously.
Yeah.
I don't know what side I would even be on for this one. To be honest.
It's a coin toss for me. I see rights and wrongs on both sides here. As I said, for me, I think it was just a little bit heavy-handed with the application of their rules and taking away the prize money.
Poor guy.
Yeah, it's one thing to say. He seemed like he understood. He's like, yeah, I know this can impact. I think he said something like, I wish I could find the article now, because it explained everything and it was an IGN article, broke everything down really well. But he said he half expected something like that to happen, but he wanted to do his part for the people of Hong Kong. So,
Wow, what a guy.
yeah,
I would be making no political statements if I was getting money.
I don't make them anyway, but
That's true.
even less so if it could affect my
Hey.
well-being.
Yeah.
Because he's worried for his physical being too, speaking out against China like that. I don't know where he was from. Maybe he was from Hong Kong. I don't know.
Russia.
I didn't look that. No, definitely not Russian. I would say probably like Southeast Asian or yeah, maybe China, or probably not China, but maybe
Sweden.
Hong Kong or Sweden. Yes.
Some just country that doesn't have anything to do with China.
Yeah. So that was the big controversy. But yeah, a lot of people are like, are on the delete your Blizzard stuff, cancel your Blizzard accounts.
Oh my god.
So they're in a little bit of hot water right now.
Dude, have you ever in your life like wanted to do something like, oh, Blizzard did that, I'm going to delete my account now? Like, have you ever cared enough to do that for anything?
No, I don't care about much.
Because I definitely haven't.
No. I mean, it wouldn't go any further than, well, at least for me, it wouldn't. We used to take harder stances than we do now. We don't take any hard stances anymore, really. I think we're all too old and tired for it. But it would have just been like, I'm not going to spend my money here. And that's all.
Yeah, and leave it alone.
Yeah.
I think everyone who listens to this podcast should band together and delete their Blizzard account.
Yeah. I mean, my Blizzard account doesn't have much on it anyway. I have Overwatch and Diablo 3, a low-level World of Warcraft character. So I wouldn't be missing much. But yeah, that's it for Nibble Bits. Will, how was your week?
Good. I'm trying to think if I have anything of note to talk about. No, not really.
Okay.
It's fall, so I've been pretty boring right now.
Sure. Let's see. I have a fair amount to talk about for my week. Oh, the first is that we are doing Extra Life again this year. I think I tweeted it out maybe yesterday or the day before, maybe today. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. But we are going to be doing Extra Life. I believe me and Corey are going to probably carry the lion's share of it. Will, I know you have to work. I know Eric has to work. We're starting Saturday morning, November 2nd at 5 a.m. and going until, I don't know if it's 5 a.m. again or 6 a.m. I think you have to do the 25 hours. I don't know if daylight savings time is right then. It doesn't matter. We're going to be doing the full thing of it. And together. We usually had split it up over the course of a couple days. But yeah, we're going to do it together this time and starting at 5 a.m. So I will be tweeting out and putting out on Instagram and social media our information. So if you can and want to donate to the Thumbstick Athletes team, we're playing for the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia again. My daughter had been there a few times. My wife's stepsister took their child there, who was also having like intestinal issues. So we're not the only ones in our family, if you will, to make use of the amazing Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. The new hospitals, it's unbelievable. So they do a lot of good work there.
Yeah, they do a lot of good work for sure.
So for the kids, as you know.
So I think it depends on what my Sunday is going to be like and whether I can pick a shift up. If I am working late on Sunday, which is usually like 4 p.m., I will be able to play after work Saturday night.
Okay.
For a bit. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now.
Okay.
So I'll try to jump on.
Jake says he'll be donating as soon as we start. Awesome, Jake. Thank you.
Thank
like
you.
I said, starting Saturday morning at 5 a.m. Eastern. I don't know if it's going to be daylight savings time or standard time at that point. I don't know when the time change is, but obviously we'll be tweeting it out before then. It's 3 weeks away, I guess. So we'll keep everyone posted. I don't know what kind of games we're going to play. I think some of that will be a game time decision, but we'll have a handful of games that we're going to be, we'll have set aside that we'll definitely play too. So yeah, there's that. Oh, I had to use a unique feature on the Nintendo Switch
Ooh,
the other day. Find a Joy-Con. Have you needed to use that at all, Will?
that's a thing.
It is a thing. So I had heard about it. I don't know. I read about it maybe early on when the Nintendo Switch first came out, and I was like, oh, I hope I never have to use that, but I probably will at some point. So ever since that, we got our colored Joy Cons back for our red and blue Joy Cons back from Nintendo. I put my black Joy Cons somewhere. I guess they're gray, but they looked black because I couldn't see them I lost them for a couple weeks. Um, I put them somewhere, and I just had no idea. I was worried the kids might have thrown them in the garbage, or they got put in a bag that got put away in a closet that I'd never see again. Really thought I was never going to see them again. And then something jogged my memory about the Nintendo Switch, and I was like, oh yeah, that's got a feature where you can have your Joy-Cons vibrate remotely by just pushing on a button on the Switch. So I walked around the house with my Switch, and you like tap the bumpers on the top left or right Joy-Con, and it'll make your Joy-Cons vibrate, and you can hear the vibration and locate them there. So I walked around upstairs. They weren't upstairs. I came down here and was pushing it, and sure enough, it was back here. I had put them on my Joy-Con grip for Starlink.
Okay.
It would have been back there for months before I figured out that they were there. So I'm glad that it had that. It was nice to use it. So I found them, and they're charged and ready to go. So I didn't have to buy new ones.
The vibration was powerful enough that you could hear it.
Oh yeah, it was loud actually. Like I
Wow.
heard it as soon as I came down the stairs. I could hear it because you have
Really?
to be close enough for the Switch to send out the signal. So you do have to be like kind of close to it, but
Yeah.
it was very loud. They say if it gets put in a blanket or in a pillow or wrapped up in clothes, like it might not work as well. Excuse me,
Yeah.
but I feel like it would still work in that case as long as it was like quiet enough.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, another awesome Switch feature and underappreciated, I think, because that was great. So there was that. My wife got a surprise, kind of,
Ooh.
watching The Masked Singer.
Oh boy.
Dr. Drew was on The
Really?
Masked Singer, yeah. So she listens to all of Adam Carolla, all of his podcasts, and then all of Dr. Drew's podcasts. So she was like, when they were doing that, because I explained to you how the show works, right? Well, or was it
Yeah.
Corey? So yeah, they were doing the package where they kind of give hints and stuff, and she was like, that might be Adam Carolla, and we listened to the singing, and it didn't really sound like Adam Carolla, but she's like, I think it's Adam Carolla, and one of the judges actually guessed Adam Carolla too, which obviously is very close to Dr. Drew, but yeah, it ended up being Dr. Drew. So we had another Worlds Collide moment with The Masked Singer, because I was watching it a couple weeks ago and having Ninja be on it, someone who I watch on Mixer now and had previously watched on Twitch, and then she had her Worlds Collide moment with Dr. Drew on The Masked Singer. So
They also
very
had
weird.
Mr. Big Chest on there as well.
Who's Mr. Big Chest?
It's Antonio Brown.
Oh, was he really? Oh yeah, he was on a couple years ago, wasn't he?
Yeah, he
Or last
he
year.
called himself Mr. Big Chest one day, so that's just been what everyone calls him now.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, he's Terry Bradshaw. There's a lot of recognizable people on there.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, I haven't watched that closely. It's just those two times I happen to be watching. So,
Yeah.
Will, do you want to talk any hockey or football?
I don't know. Leafs suck. Giants suck. Titans suck.
Predators tied it up. They were losing.
did.
They were losing 4-2,
Good.
and they tied it up apparently.
Nothing's better than beating Washington. So.
Oh, sure, totally agree.
I'm trying to think if there's anything of note. Austin Matthews is filthy.
Yes, he is.
William Nylander's filthy. I don't really, honestly, I have not been paying as close attention to hockey. Yeah, I've been keeping up with scores, but other than that, like I've just been so busy at night that I don't get to see anything until the next day. I don't know.
It's
I
hard.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know what you've noticed so far this year.
I mean, I've only like watched some of the Predators games, and sometimes I'll put on a game like late that I'll half watch. Yeah, nothing to talk. It's really too early in the season to be able to tell what's going to happen. I mean, obviously, at the middle of the year last year, the the Blues were one of the worst teams in the league, and then recovered to win the Stanley Cup. So you
Yeah.
never know. Jake says Ravens lose to the Browns but beat the Steelers. What the hell? Yeah,
Tell
you
you
never
what,
know.
the Steelers are in for it this year because they're 1-4. They have traded their first round pick to the Dolphins for Mika Fitzpatrick, and they
Uh,
have their fourth string practice squad quarterback starting next game.
wow.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. And Jake, I actually have a huge rooting interest in the Ravens this year because I have Lamar Jackson, Marquise Brown, and also Mark Ingram on my fantasy team. So I've got a lot of stock in the Ravens this year.
Yeah. Yeah. You never know what's going to happen. Really, it's weird. The one thing I will say about this year's NFL season is I feel like there's never been as many horrible teams as there has been this year.
Oh
I'm talking
God,
the Jets, the Dolphins. I listed off the 0-4 or like 1-4 teams. There's a lot of them. There's like 7.
yeah, no, there's some pretty brutal teams out there right now. As you said, the Dolphins being them, or the Jets being the other. The Jets are trying to be good. The Dolphins aren't trying to be good. Is the difference?
Right. And at least the Jets get Sam Darnold back.
Yeah, I honestly am thinking the Jets are going to be. I don't think they're going to be good by any means, but I think they're going to be a lot better.
So they'll be like 5-11.
Maybe
Uh-huh.
4-12. I have Lev Bell on my team, and
Okay.
he's been bad in real life, but decent fantasy. I think he's going to be a lot better with Darnold back.
Gotcha.
So, considering he's the only weapon. I also have some Vikings on my team too.
Nice. Yeah, Sick Kid Gaming says go Vikings. Vikings put a hurting on the Giants last week. A hurting.
Sure did.
So I've been a big Adam Thielen fan though.
Me
'Cause
too.
he was undrafted too, wasn't he? Wasn't he a free agent signing?
Yeah, he went. I think he went to the University of Minnesota.
Okay, yeah, I think you're right. And he
remember.
was undrafted and made the team, and now he's a star wide receiver.
Yeah,
He's on a commercial for Hormel Chili, I think.
Is he really?
Yeah,
God, there's nothing more Minnesota than that.
there really isn't. It's good stuff. So yeah, that's all I have to talk about for that. I signed up for a trial of the Google Play Pass, which is similar to the Apple Arcade.
hmm
Oh, stop it, phone. Because I wanted to try Reigns Game of Thrones, and I didn't want to pay the $1.99 for it. So I get a free 2-week trial. It comes with a bunch of games that you can download for free and try. I don't know. I probably won't keep paying for it. I think it's $1.99 a month for the first year, and then it's $4.99 a month. I don't play enough mobile games to make that worth it, probably, but I've gotten a lot of time out of the Game of Thrones mobile game. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Does the Apple Arcade thing have a free trial at all? Because it's worth giving it a shot just to see if there's any games you latch onto. You know.
To be honest, I haven't really looked too much into the Apple Arcade stuff because I just really haven't been playing mobile games unless like I hear one you absolutely have to play.
Right.
Like I still have like Dragalia Lost on here. I haven't really played I stopped playing Clash Royale. I haven't played Gears Pop, Langrisser, Pocket Camp. Like I haven't played any of those really, and I have all of them that I've been wanting to try.
Yep. Yeah, I only stick with the mobile game for a week usually tops, and then I'm done with it. Other than Harry Potter Wizards Unite, and I still play Pokemon Go on occasion. But I don't even necessarily consider those to be mobile games.
Yeah,
in the traditional sense.
For sure, yeah.
So, okay, let's get into what we played. Will, you want to start?
Yeah, I've been playing a lot more Persona 5. I think I left off last week having played 10 hours-ish, I think. But now I'm at like 30, 35 or 6 or 7. We're on there. For people who have played it, I'm at the Bank Palace. So that's for people who have played it will know where I am. I love the game, though. Like, when there's something about a game where you get to do the social link stuff to it on top of also doing the story and the combat. Like I just love that so much. Um, Basically, I'm having a little bit of a difficulty right now, though, in the Bank Palace because I'm a little underleveled because I noticed that money is a little tight. So a lot of times when you're doing combat, you can knock people down and you can talk to the demons or whatever, and I convince them to give me money a lot of time, and you get less experience from what I've noticed. So I've been doing that a lot recently. So I'm a little bit behind on level, so I gotta grind some levels right now, but. I'm loving all the characters that get added in. I knew when like I first started the 4 characters you get to start, I was like, oh man, like I don't know if I'm gonna want to get more characters than this because I'm not gonna want to take out the original 4. But the 2 that they have introduced since then are pretty awesome. Um, I'm loving the game, and I can't believe this game came out when Breath of the Wild and Horizon did, like that same year.
Yeah.
Because like if I had played that year, oh man, all like Horizon and Persona 5, that would have been one of the best years for gaming for me because with Breath of the Wild, and I can't remember what else came out that year. I think Pyre was another one.
Yeah, Super Mario Odyssey came out that year.
Mario Odyssey, like man, what a stacked order of games that came out.
Yeah.
That was 2017, I believe. So 2017 is one of the better years of gaming that I've seen recently.
Yeah.
So, it's just Persona 5 is one of those games where it's just all I want to play when I'm not playing it. So it's kind of put a damper on Link's Awakening for me right now because I'm only 35 hours in. I got another 60 to go.
At least if you're on pace with the normal playthrough length, right?
And that's the thing, like kind of in between how the game is structured is it'll be there's X amount of palaces you deal with in the game. And you have a time frame. So like you have, I don't know, like 14 days to figure out how you're going to do the objective. I'm trying to say this as little spoilers as I can.
Yeah.
So you have like 14 days to do the objective. Basically, I'll get to the point where all I have to do is do the final thing and just finish the palace like in 2 days. But then I will kill time the rest of the 14 days, like trying to raise my social link stuff, like raising my skills, like doing a bunch of other stuff to raise my character because I kind of like doing that stuff a ton. It's like in Fire Emblem, like I really liked doing the support stuff and everything around that. So I'm doing that same sort of thing. I like building the relationships because I like the characters. I think they're all really interesting. So like I'll have 1 or 2 days left to do the objective, and then I'm like, all right, I got to get in there and do it. So that's kind of how I've been playing it. So yeah, it seems like I am taking my time comparatively to how some people play it because you can see the decisions that people made.
Oh, cool.
And like two days in, like people are completing the palace. Like the most recent one, I'm like, oh man, like I'm not doing that at all. Right. So, it's definitely building for a pretty interesting end for that game. I can see kind of where it's gonna go. So I'm kind of interested to see what happens. The only other PlayStation game I'm really missing out on are Detroit 2 Become Human and Spider-Man. Those are like the other 2 that I kind of want to get and play. Because other than that, like I've played all of the exclusive I missed. So
right.
I do want to dabble with Bloodborne at some point, but who knows when I'll get to that. Yeah, and I gotta play Borderlands still. I gotta play Outer Wilds still. I've got Call of Duty coming soon, Pokemon. So I'm gonna have a very busy end of the year with gaming. So
nice.
That's it for me, Dan. Take it away with what you played.
Okay. Yeah. So I played quite a bit. Let's see. Untitled Goose Game, which I'm actually going to call up in the chat right now. Darn it. It's not on my... All right, I'll just play the last part. Anyway, so I played the rest. I beat Untitled Goose Game, actually.
Woo!
Thank you. So it's an amazing game. It was different, and it was quiet, and it was relaxing, and it was peaceful. But at the same time, you kind of create havoc as this goose. I don't know. It was just such a different game, and it's hard to explain what I even really liked about it, but It was just so well done, and the way they tie everything together at the end, like you don't find out what the goose is even doing until like the end of the game. You're like, oh duh, it makes complete sense, and it was brilliantly tied together. I can't say enough good things about that game. It's $15. It's on the Nintendo Switch. It's coming to consoles, I believe, later on. It's also on Steam, so if you want it on PC, I would definitely recommend getting it because it's hilarious and different. And I love seeing all the goose memes of the goose causing trouble in different video games. It's fantastic. So they did a great job with it. I'm very pleased with that purchase. Also, Link's Awakening, which I also beat. Thank you.
Is that game hard?
No, it's not hard. There was some stuff I had to kind of look up just because I didn't want to spend a lot of time because I was playing on my Rated G Games channel, and I didn't want to spend a lot of time putzing around like I do normally in video games. I like to keep it moving a little bit more. But there was a couple things that I needed to look up. But really, like in the game, there's a phone booth. So if you get stuck, you call the phone booth, and the guy will give you a hint on what to do next. So that makes it a lot easier. But it's an excellent and faithful recreation of the original. I was, again, surprised at how much of the original that I remember. I haven't played that game in at least 20 years, probably. Wow. So, yeah, I was very surprised at how much I remember. But also, a lot of it was completely new to me. Not new, but I just didn't remember it. It was really good. So, if you have a Nintendo Switch, that's one to get to. It's a nice change of pace from Breath of the Wild because of how sprawling and emergent narrative type of stuff Breath of the Wild is. This is a very, very confined and consistent experience, and it's meticulously created to be what it is. So I very much liked Link's Awakening.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a
shouldn't take you too long. Well, I would say probably like 8 to 12 hours. It'll take you to beat. So
yeah, gotcha. It's gonna be a game that I think I might play. When I don't when I have big chunks of time, I'm gonna play Persona. But when I have like an hour or two, I think is when I'm gonna play Link's Awakening.
Okay.
I gotta find out when Corey, if he wants it back or when he wants it back.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming he beat it, so.
I think he did, yeah.
He's probably fine with you keeping it for a little while anyway.
Yeah, but in case he wants to like trade it in or something.
Oh, that's right. While it still has a lot of value.
Yeah, because if not, I'll
Nintendo,
prioritize it.
Nintendo stuff tends to retain its value.
That's true. This game will be $60 for like 8 more years.
Yeah. Yes, it will. And then the last thing I played was Reigns Game of Thrones. So as I said, that's why I signed up for the Play Pass for the Google Play Store. I played the first Reigns and I really liked it, but it lacked something for me. I couldn't really put my hands on it, but I think the Game of Thrones version solves that for me because it's all the characters and stuff that I know from the series, obviously, and it's the Reigns gameplay. It's great. I've been fairly addicted to it, playing it late at night after I'm, decide after 5 minutes that I'm not going to sleep right now. I'm just going to play Reigns instead. So I'll stay up until, who knows when in the morning to play it. And I sneak in a Reign here and there. But that's quite good. So if you're a Game of Thrones fan, give that one a try because it's good stuff. I actually got my wife to download it. I don't think she's played it yet, but I hope she does, and I hope she likes it. So. And that's all I played. I don't think I have anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, I played a little bit more Mario Kart Tour. I'm kind of losing interest in that already.
I think I'm going to wait until it's more fleshed out and there's more stuff to it before I play it.
Yeah. They rotate the cups that you can do every 2 weeks. So it just started a new round of cups and tracks and stuff that you do.
Okay.
But I'm like, I don't really want to do the same thing again. It doesn't play well enough to do that. And you find that you don't have the right stuff to get the proper amount of points, which means you feel like you need to spend money, which I also don't like. So, yeah, I don't know that I'll be doing anything else with that at this point. So that's all I played. Well, you don't have anything else, right? You covered everything.
No, not really. Oh, I did get Skyrim. It was $15 on PlayStation. So like I started that up. Did I talk about this already last week?
What was it?
Skyrim?
No, I don't think
I
so.
think I might have. I don't know. It was $15 for the special edition on PS4.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I've been wanting to play it again. My PC sucks, so I don't really care about modding it. So I just got it on that, and I've dabbled a little bit, but nothing too major.
Okay.
It just basically got to Riverwood and stopped playing.
Gotcha. Yeah, Corey said he spent a lot of time modding his Skyrim game.
It's
So,
as is tradition. Every year you mod it, you play it for 2 hours, and that's that.
yep, I'm good. So, all right. So that's it for what we played. Moving on to feedback. Jake says, "Sorry guys, the only pumpkin things I can do is seeds and pie. No pumpkin spice lattes, huh? Not sure what fall games I'm looking forward to except Outer Worlds, so I can't wait to hear what else is coming out." Yeah, Outer Worlds. I can't decide if I'm more excited for what's its face, Outer Worlds or like Luigi's Mansion. Probably Luigi's. I don't know. It's hard to decide.
Yeah, it's up in the air. I think Outer Worlds is the one everyone is excited a lot about.
Yeah, I'm also excited that I don't have to pay for it.
Yes, I think that's the genesis of why we're the most excited for that one. Really,
Uh-huh.
it's like we're getting a potentially awesome game for Game Pass.
Yeah.
Like, sweet.
And not just the Xbox Game Pass, but also for me, PC Game Pass, which I love.
Yeah, I can't believe that happened. That's insane to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Microsoft owns Obsidian now, so that's part of the reason. I'll be interested to see what Microsoft does with all their game studio acquisitions. It doesn't seem like they're a toxic overlord like EA is. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they can come up with some creative stuff and give their developers leeway to make cool games, you know.
By the way, do you know what I just remembered that we completely forgot to bring up for Nibblebits?
What's that?
The Sony announced that their new PlayStation 5 is going to be out holiday 2020.
Oh, that's right. That is kind of big news, isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably the biggest news.
That probably is the biggest news. And,
I knew something major happened. I just couldn't remember what.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time getting excited for the new consoles, just because I don't think they're gonna make this mistake. But the first year I owned the PS4, there was no good exclusives for it. I had it for a year and there was nothing to. I played Don't Starve on it the most out of anything. So it's I know that the new Xbox is gonna at least launch with Halo, so. Oh hey, Sick Kid Gaming donated a sub. Thanks.
Hey,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
that's awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Where was I? Oh yeah, I know at least Halo 5 is going to be on the next the Xbox Scarlet, but I'm going to play that on PC. So it's hard to get excited for the next gen consoles.
So, the person that I'm going to be moving in with, which is a story for another time. I haven't announced that on the podcast, but he's going to end up being able to get he's going to get the new Xbox, and I'm going to end up getting the new PlayStation.
Okay.
So we're going to be able to have both.
Nice. That's the way to do it.
That 100%. That way, like, if any of us wants to play anything, it'll just be there. Doesn't matter, like. So we'll be able to get the best of both worlds. We won't have to spend $5,000 getting everything.
Yeah.
That we want for it.
Yeah, it's again, a lot of it's gonna depend on games too. You know, like you said, that for me that was the glaring weakness of the. The Predators just scored and tied it. Anyway, God, you gotta get so distracted. I shouldn't even have it on, but I can't help it.
This is why it's the worst time of the year for.
I know.
Best but worst.
Best but worst. Yes. Anyway. Yeah, that was the big weakness. And even a game like I got Dragon Age Inquisition on my PS4. It didn't play well enough for me. You know, I needed the 60 frames for that game. It looked terrible on my PS4. So when I traded in my PS4, I traded that. I got it on PC and played it on PC, and it was a lot better. So I don't know if that's going to be an issue for the next gen or if they're just going to go straight 60 frames on all games. But that's important to me. I'm leaning more towards Xbox at this point, just because I'm in the Xbox ecosystem. I'm interested in trying their streaming service. I actually signed up for the beta of that, so I'm gonna hopefully get into that and try that. But I'm already paying for Game Pass. I probably, at least for now, plan on doing the Game Pass. Sick Kid says I'm already saving for the PS5. I actually saw a lot of that actually on social media. People having like tip jars that they just started throwing their change in. They're like, yeah, if I save however much it was, I'll have. Eric too. Eric was like needed to save $3 a week or whatever.
Hold on, let me look.
Because he has. Oh no way! Sorry, the Predators just scored again to go up 6-5. Anyway.
Keep talking. 1 sec.
Yeah, I know Jake says Ultimate Game Pass is makes it hard to not buy a new Xbox. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I'm a weak man, so I'll end up getting both at some point.
Yeah.
It's just initially I'll go. So Eric's saving $11.50 a week, and he'll have 600 saved by this time next year.
So yeah, the system and depending on the initial cost, a game or 2 or 3 maybe.
Yeah.
You know what? Backwards compatibility is going to be a big thing for me too, because I missed out on so many of the PS4 exclusives. Yeah, PS4. I was going to say PS5, but yeah, PS4 exclusives. If they do backwards compatibility, right out of the gate, that might convince me to go with the PS5, so I can play games like Death Stranding, and maybe they'll by then they'll add keyboard and mouse support for Horizon Zero Dawn, so I can play that and not hate it because I can't control it.
Yeah.
Bloodborne is another one. Although some of these games I know are on the PS Now service, which I have to try. But I'd still rather just play it on the console.
So Eric posted an image in our group chat from IGN that said like the announced stuff from both consoles, like the specs and so far. But there was a tab that said backwards compatibility for both consoles, and it did say that the PlayStation 5 was going to have backwards compatibility with PS4 games.
Okay, that's
apparently that's what it said. I haven't really dug into that, but as you said, like if I get all of my PS4 digital games right on my PS5 right away,
yeah.
Like, that would be incredible.
Yeah, that would be incredible. Agreed.
So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, because it's weird. Neither of them have really been announced or shown off. It's just like, oh, yeah, we're doing this. This is some stuff on it.
Yeah.
Really. It's like kind of a weird, like, lead up to here it is, you know?
Really, really what we're trying to say is it's too early to tell for us what we're going to do.
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically, so... I still have my fingers crossed for a pro version of the Nintendo Switch, because that I would buy in a heartbeat. Yeah, but another thing we talked about in our Thumbstick Athletes chat is I'm going to need a new computer, not just for games. Because I want to play Cyberpunk on computer. I want to be able to use my ultra wide monitor and have it run at 60 frames without sacrificing too much in graphical quality. But I also use my computer to compress the podcast stuff, all the game videos I do for Rated G Games and streaming and stuff. Like, I need a good computer, so that's also going to affect it. I'm looking at least $1,000 for a good new computer, so that's probably where my money would go before it went to a new console.
Yeah, no, I get that too.
But again, who knows what's going to happen? Yeah. Like Sick Kid Gaming says, we have a year. So I'm actually the processor I have picked out is a Ryzen processor. It's $100 cheaper than the Intel processor. I have it on my Amazon list. I'll call it up real quick. It's one of the ones with the pretty Wraith coolers too, which I love. So I love that the trend now is towards the RGB lighting in the cases. It looks so cool because. Yeah. When I built my computer, it was just you could do red or green or blue, and now it's all like rainbow colors. It's awesome. That's one of the things I like about Instagram is people post a picture of their setups. Holy crap!
That's dangerous, though.
Oh my! Well, that's why I started to do this sort of stuff. Yeah, except I'm on a very limited budget, so I bought some colored or RGB light bulbs that were like $6 each, and then some light strips. I still have like cleaning and work to do down here, but Yeah. Where's my wish list? Oh, they have the Giants game on the homepage of the Amazon. So I forgot they broadcast on Amazon Prime. They broadcast the Thursday night football games, which is awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome.
All right, where are we? Let's see. I picked out stuff from it's the AMD Ryzen 7 2700X with Wraith Prism LED cooler. Oh, Sickid did hue lighting in his house. I love that, but yeah, it's pricey stuff. These are just they're $6. They're not Alexa enabled, unfortunately, but I have a remote for them. So usually, what I'll do during podcasts is I'll have them do the color change. They have a little remote that I use for it. The only problem is the light strips use the remote too, so I have to control them separately. It's kind of a pain, but
yeah. Even like, because I'm like moving out soon, I'm thinking of all the things I can do with my room, and I'm like, what can I do to customize it?
I'll give you some stuff, some Instagram accounts to follow because it'll blow your mind. Some people's game spaces is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't have anything like that because my kids would ruin it, but I can dream about it. So anyway, wow, we got sidetracked a little bit there. So Jake is the winner of the game giveaway. Congrats, Jake. We will do the game. Oh, I didn't take off the stuff from last week. I have them written down, so I can still do that. If we get a repeat, I'll just let's take it off. All right, let me back up here. Oh, empty net. I'm gonna have to watch this entire replay of this game, by the way,
just to see what happened.
Yeah. All right. So.
Oh, geez, Giants.
I mean, I didn't think they were going to win.
Well, they've had ample opportunity to win. Or at least tie it up.
Keep it close.
Yeah. It's still close, but Brady does not look good.
Yeah, the Giants' defense weirdly has his number.
That's what one of my friends just said. Giants just play the Patriots really well.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows why?
Yeah. Maybe they cheat too. They just haven't gotten caught.
That's true. They only are able to cheat against the Patriots.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
All right. Go ahead, Will.
146.
146 is gone.
Of course.
Roll again.
90.
90 is gone. I don't think it's ever happened 2 times in a row.
57.
57. Western Press.
All right. Sounds like a coffee machine.
Corey knows about this game.
He would.
Yeah.
38.
38. 38 is Tumblestone.
7.
7. That's up there. 7 is Gunmetal Arcadia Zero.
Okay.
Whoops. Gunmetal It's easier to just type them in here.
Yeah, you're good.
Gunmetal Arcadia. Well, no, not 7. 0. Okay.
43.
43. Total War Warhammer.
Here we go.
I think we still have that. Okay.
87.
And this is the last one. 87 is Back to the Future, the game.
There might be some better games getting put in there if we do Humble Monthly.
Oh, definitely. Because if it's not something I want, I'll just put it in the game giveaway.
Yeah.
So your choices, Jake, are Western Press, Tumblestone, Gunmetal, Arcadia Zero, Total War, Warhammer, and Back to the Future. So if you're still in the chat, you can let us know. Otherwise, I'll get that to you eventually. I'd like to say I'll email you, but I don't know. That doesn't happen as often as I would like. So, next week's topic. Will you have any ideas for next week's episode?
What is the date, Dan?
I don't even know what today's date is. If we record on Thursday, it'll be the 17th because today's the 10th. Jake wants Back to the Future.
Okay, perfect. So I am I seem to be off Thursdays, so
Yeah, we're gonna stick to Thursday recording schedule for now, which I prefer. Actually, Thursdays is the easier night, and we always have a better turnout in chat on Thursdays too.
yeah, and I think if I end up getting my second job, I'm just not gonna work at Dose on Thursdays. So it seems like we are gonna be going back to Thursday for recording,
which is nice.
So there you go.
So episode will go up Thursday night. The YouTube feed will go up at some point on Friday. I try to make it as early as possible on Friday. It doesn't always work out. Predators won, thank goodness. So my wife will be happy when I go upstairs. She won't want to punch somebody, which is nice.
It's always good when the wife doesn't want to punch somebody.
Yeah. Duchesne's been lighting it up too, Will.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be one of the biggest pickups this offseason.
I think he has a goal and 8 assists, maybe.
Does he have 8 assists already?
Maybe 7 assists.
God.
So that was a good pickup for them. That's a game they usually lose, by the way, too, which is nice to see them get the W there. Even though I have Pecorine and he gave up 5 goals on like 25 shots, I'll still take the win.
Yeah, get wins where you can. I feel like scoring is going to be up this year even more so. So I feel like goaltending stats are probably going to go down.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
So. Okay, so either way, we'll let everyone know, hopefully early in the week next week, what the topic is about. I like to let people know early in the week if we don't know what we're recording about next week. So, but we'll have something for you. We'll be here Thursday at 9 p.m. EDT. I'll obviously tweet and post on our Instagram our stuff. Our new website isn't up yet. I don't know. I haven't talked to Corey about what if he's working on it yet or not. But for right now, our website will redirect you to, I think, is it our Twitch feed? It's our Twitch feed. Because it's under construction currently, so I'll keep people posted when that goes back up too. So yeah, that'll do it for episode 428 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
Well.
Thanks for listening, and get out of my basement.